Hello folks, welcome back. This is going to be the video for Learning Unit 4, which focuses on Chapter 7 of the Cunha textbook. And in Chapter 7, we are concentrating on California, that wonderful state that we currently live in. So I wanted to begin our conversation of California with John C. Fremont, who happens to be a Euro-American man that was granted permission to explore Alta California by the Mexican government. So, under the pretense of exploration, John C. Fremont came in, but the argument is that his true mission was to cause conflict because James K. Polk wanted California to become independent and then eventually join the American Union. So that is the background of John C. Fremont, his mission. And the way he was going to accomplish that was that he was going to rally other Euro-Americans that were already in California and even bring in others to start problems, conflict, mischief in California. One of the ways he did that is that his bear flaggers, which are the folks that followed John C. Fremont with his symbol of the bear flag, if you will, took a prominent Californio by the name of Mariano Vallejo from Sonoma, California. They took him, kidnapped him, sequestered him, and they put him in Fort Sutter for a little bit. And Mariano Vallejo is a Californio who was very hospitable to Euro-Americans. So prior to bear flaggers, Mariano Vallejo got along well with other Euro-Americans, was very welcoming, interacted with them in a friendly manner, and so didn't see an issue with more folks coming in. However, Mariano Vallejo quickly learned that this new group of Euro-Americans were very distinct from the ones that had already started coming into California. So after he was released, he noticed that there were squatters in his land who happened to be of Euro-American heritage. So that's when Vallejo really realized that this new group of folks were not interested in making peace, were not interested in sustaining the Californio life, Californio way of life in California, and so began to get concerned about himself, his family, his property, and ultimately other Californios and Mexicanos. California has the distinction of having hung the first woman. Yes, it does. And it wasn't just any woman, it happened to be a woman of Mexican heritage. The papers report the woman as Juanita of Downeyville, but through looking at historical documents and records, the name wasn't Juanita of Downeyville. I mean, that's what she was referred to as, but she was actually Josefa Segovia. So Josefa Segovia is of Mexican heritage. There is a Euro-American man by the name of Fred Cannon that was, to put it bluntly, lusting after Josefa Segovia, and Josefa Segovia was not interested because she already had a significant other. It's unclear whether her significant other was her husband or just her partner, but nonetheless, she was taken and she wasn't interested. So in 1851, Fred Cannon gets hammered, tipsy, drunk, and breaks down Josefa Segovia's door. And the following day, Fred Cannon went to check out what he did, what happened, and Josefa's partner tries to defend her and say, hey, look, this is what you did. How could you have done that? And Fred Cannon, being a really tall guy who was a prize fighter at one point in time would have, I mean, no disrespect to her partner, would have beaten her partner. So Josefa recognized this, and so she got between both of the men, and she's like, if you're gonna hit anybody, if you're gonna do anything, you do it to me. So Josefa was trying to get Fred to go after her instead of going after her partner. And so Fred actually entered her home, threatening her, calling her all sorts of names. And so once in her house, she's like, I have to defend myself and I have to defend my partner, and proceeds to stab him. She grabbed a knife and stabbed him in the chest. Because she attacked a Euro-American man, this is 1851, so now California is part of the United States. The Euro-Americans wanted her to be punished because even though she's defending herself, she needs to be punished for her crimes against a Euro-American man. Despite that, again, as I mentioned before, she's defending herself. So she ends up getting hung for what she did, and her partner is basically told to leave the area, which he does. So he takes off, she gets hung, and that is what happened to Josefa Segovia. Really quickly, with regards to the California Land Act of 1851 and the Civil Practice Act of 1850, these are both specific to California. These acts are examples of what we refer to as institutional discrimination, which is a concept that was brought up in the foundational concepts. So whenever you have an institution like the government, or for example, if it's the educational institution like a school that passes policy or rules that affect a particular group, then obviously they're discriminating against a particular group on that basis of, it could be race, ethnicity, gender, what have you, then it's institutional discrimination. So in the case of the California Land Act and the Civil Practice Act, it's on the basis of particularly race and ethnicity, and the effects were, the negative disproportionate effects were on folks of Mexican heritage. So that's the application of institutional discrimination, that concept, on these two specific examples. All right, folks, I will leave you, and I will see you soon. Have a wonderful day, and que viva la raza.